is Harry Kane the best ever teammate? Because everyone that plays alongside him always seems to be playing their best football. So you've got, when he was at Spurs, you've got Dele Alli, you've got Christian Eriksen, you've got Son. For England, Sterling, Rashford, even Jude Bellingham. Listen, I know Jude Bellingham's a genius, and you sort of feel wherever he plays.
Is that there's no Rashford on this list, but somehow you've managed to put him in.
I've got Rashford. But Rashford plays well for England. Plays well alongside Harry Kane. Yeah. For BeIN, you've got Gnabry, you've got Sané, you've got Koeman as well. Musiala. So are we just naming really, really good players that just so happen to be hitting top form? And the reason I say that is because Dele Alli, right? As soon as his relationship with Harry Kane sort of dwindled and he went to Everton and he tried his luck somewhere, it didn't work for Dele. He's never been the same player since. How much of that is down to Harry Kane being in that side for these players?
Well, listen, there's an argument that he makes players better. I mean, it says here 33 times that Harry Kane and Dele Alli played and they combined for goals, and that was the most of any other player Dele Alli's ever played with. Same with Heung-min Son, same with Christian Eriksen. I just think that for Harry Kane, he's so selfless, and I think that's what helped. A lot of centre forwards, and it's surprising because if you looked at Harry Kane's stats and the amount of goals that he scores, which is a lot, part of you would think he's really selfish. Now, a lot of fans will probably point at me and go, "Well, look at the Croatia game. If he squares it, we win."
They go on about
that, right? But for someone who scores that many goals, you'd think there must be a bit of greed to him. Like, there's got to be an element of him not passing the ball. But when you look at his range of passing and the assist, the way him and Son combined, as you said there, the way he's gone to Germany, he's combining with them players. Like, he must be an absolute dream to play with.
Well, Leroy Sané, right? Him and Harry Kane, 5 times they've combined for goals for Bayern Munich already this season. I mean, already, he's one of his new teammates linking up with him already.
Sometimes you play with a player and you're on that same wavelength with that person. So Harry Kane, he's a wonderful footballer. As I said, he's got a great range of passing. He's so intelligent with the positions he takes up. He takes up positions where he's potentially knows he's not going to score, but he knows that, but he's created a bit of space for someone else to maybe get into that space. And when you play with players like that, it just seems to click. I go back to when I played with Danny Murphy. He was one of them that he just knew exactly where I was. There were times where I'd be on the shoulder, someone would roll in the ball, and he wouldn't even look. He'd just go, boom!
A little bit like when I scored goal of the century.
Yes, you and Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
That telepathic connection. Sometimes you just have it with these players. And I think with Harry Kane, because of how intelligent and how good he is.
Just going back to that, I know I joke about that.
Goal of the century?
The goal of the century. But with Jack, right, I know Jack's a level or more than a level above all of us, right? As in, when I'm talking about me and other people that aren't ex-footballers. But he said to me in the warm-up before I scored that goal, just keep making the runs and I'll put the ball in front of you on your chest, right? And then I think I made 2 runs. I didn't get the ball because I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And then the third time, lucky enough, I scored the goal. But with someone like Harry, is that the level we're talking about with Harry Kane, that he will always find, he will always improve? Heung-min Son, you mentioned 60 times he's linked up with him to score goals or assists. Christian Eriksen, 32. I mean, Dele Alli, you talked about 33. Is that because Harry Kane has just got that ability to link up with players wherever they are on the pitch?
Yeah, because he's that intelligent, like really intelligent. I mean, as I said, with centre-halves, they're like, what do we do? Because you think, right, do I go in there and try and press him? But he's stronger than you think. He's got a good touch. He'll lay it off and you're out of position. But then the one is where, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let him drop into that space and I'm going to defend my space. The moment you let him get that ball on the half turn and turn, then it's what he wants to do. He can dribble with it, shoot. He can slide Son in. He could, Kulusevski when he played with him.
Yeah.
He's got that many options, but I think his one quality is that he's that intelligent that you can't mark him. You can't mark him because if you don't mark him and either score or he'll just assist, he'll create something for somebody else.
What about when you've got other players? We mentioned Gnabry and Sané. What about when you've got someone like Harry Kane, who's a number 9, so he's playing down the middle? When he comes and drops back so deeply, what are the defenders doing? Are they moving with him? Is that opening up gaps?
That's what I just said there, is that if he drops into a pocket or into space, the centre-halves have got a decision to make. They either go in there with him and leave a gap behind when you've got the likes of Koeman, Son, who can run.
Yeah.
Or he goes, do you know what? Nah, I'm going to hold my position on the halfway line, let him go in there and hope one of the midfield players pick him up.
Right.
If they don't and he turns, what do you think he does? Sané goes, Koeman goes, and he just goes, all right, which is the better pass? Or no one engages with him and he just shoots.
But those players we're talking about, his Bayern Munich teammates, they wouldn't really have had a teammate like this. No, that not only scores goals and not only frees them up for opportunities, but also gets them involved.
Yeah, because Lewandowski was a goal pig, wasn't he? Phenomenal centre forward. But I think Harry Kane is that intelligent again, and they've not been playing together long. And look at the assists and goals he's racked up. Can you imagine when they've been playing together for a year, season? they're going to be they could be unstoppable.
You said something earlier on in the meeting. I think it was yesterday. We didn't talk about it on there. Are you questioning now how good Lewandowski is?
Not questioning
because of the level of defenders or lack of it in the Bundesliga.
Well, I was thinking this guy's look at his numbers. This guy's one of the best centre forwards in the world, like in the history of football in some respects.
Numbers, yeah.
Numbers. And then you look at Kane going over there and you go, well, hold on a second here. Like, are we if Harry Kane stays there for 2-3 years and starts putting up these type of numbers, are we then going to hold him in that same regard or better? I don't think we will. So it's almost like, how much of an achievement is it to score 40 when Harry Kane looks like he's going to do that like that?
Yeah, every season.
Yeah.
Your favourite player of all time, certainly in the Premier League, not of all time because I know you love Ronaldinho, but is Thierry Henry. Mm-hmm. Is there anything Harry Kane can do for you to have in your mind he's on a level field with him or not?
No, I think about Thierry and just everything that he did and the way that he played.
But Kane scored more goals in the Premier League.
Yeah,
right?
I get all that. But I just think Thierry's the all-round package.
Is there anything that Harry Kane can do for you to think that he's the all-round package?
Well, it's a bit hard, isn't it? Because, no, listen, the only thing you say that Harry Kane hasn't got an abundance, which Thierry has, is pace. And Thierry's pace was devastating.
Although we saw for the last England game when he held off the defender and ran
pace.
through and scored. No, I know, but if he's got that much upper body power and holds off
of course,
defenders.
But you think about some of the goals Thierry scored running. I can go back to the Spurs goal.
From the halfway
Liverpool,
line, yeah.
Real Madrid, Champions League. These type of goals, I mean, for me, Thierry's the best. But remember, I'm going to have, there's always going to be a bit of me that's gone, well, a bit biased because it's Thierry.
Yeah.
Which it's a bit like R9. There's going to be players out there that have got way better stats than Brazilian R9. But come on now, he's like the best of the best.
I think it's only going to be in a few years' time we look back at Harry Kane, maybe when he's retired, and we just go, wow, what a player.
The bonkers thing is that there are people out there, and we've done it before so many times, that go,
I don't want to do it again. But
they kind of disrespect his golden boot in the World Cup.
Yeah.
They say he's not that good. And certainly now Spurs are flying. I've heard some Spurs fans giving it, he was holding us back.
Yeah. Horrible question, but I'll ask it. Him or Haaland for Man City, leading the line?
Well, I think Haaland's a perfect fit for them, but I don't think...
But the reason I ask that is because you take Kevin De Bruyne out of Man City and you question whether or not Haaland's still the
he's still
same
devastating.
Haaland. I know he is,
and I still think he puts up them numbers. But I don't think Haaland would necessarily score more goals than Kane being in that Manchester City side.
Does Kane make Man City better?
Well, more than Haaland. No, I think Haaland just fits. But what I'm saying is, if Haaland scores 36 for Manchester City and you put Kane in that same team, I think he scores 36.
Yeah, or 37.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.